Hi Aquarius, welcome to your love reading for September 2019. Let's go ahead and see what's going on with the person that you love for the month of September. The first card that you have is the Two of Pentacles. Show me the person that Aquarius loves for September 2019. Seven of Swords. Show me the person that Aquarius loves for September. Four of Wands. Show me the person that Aquarius loves for September. The Fool. Show me the person that Aquarius loves for September. Five of Pentacles. Show me the person that Aquarius loves for September. Judgment. Show me the person that Aquarius loves for September 2019. Nine of Swords. Show me the person that Aquarius loves for September 2019. You have Justice. Show me the person that Aquarius loves for September. And the Queen of Swords. What's the most important thing that Aquarius needs to hear about their love life for September 2019? The message that you have, Aquarius, is death. So there could be something huge that changes in your love life in the month of September. Death is something usually that changes everything. This could be a new relationship, the end of a relationship, or maybe just a big change, a big transformation in your existing relationship. This can also represent the sign of Scorpio for some of you. So let's go ahead and see what you have going on here. If you'd like a private reading with me, I'll put a link to my website, channel guidance down below. Okay, so let's look at the person that you love. There seems to be some type of confusion here. We're starting off with the Two of Pentacles. So for some of you, there is some type of choice involved here. It could be that the person that you love is maybe choosing between you and someone else that is involved with them right now, because you do have the Two of Pentacles, which does represent a choice, next to the Seven of Swords. So it can be that there is some deceit going on here. Perhaps for some of you, there's maybe that there is someone else in the picture. This does represent deceit, someone who's very sneaky, underhanded. It could be that maybe some of you are kind of picking up on this energy that maybe there's someone else involved with the person that you love. I do see a marriage here. You've got the Four of Wands. So for some of you, it could be that you're married to this person. But the Four of Wands can also just represent a deep commitment, a home, maybe a long-term relationship. I feel like there is some deep commitment here for the sign of Aquarius. But there's also some decisions. Perhaps the person that you love is not making a decision about you. Maybe they don't know if they want to stay with you. I feel like you have more questions than answers with this Two of Pentacles energy. You might feel like the person that you love is just kind of stringing you along. It could be that they're misleading you, but it can also be that they're juggling perhaps even multiple partners. And of course, for some of you, there can be deceit that is going on with the Seven of Swords. Although sometimes it can just be that someone is just not being honest with themselves. Maybe there is a choice that they need to make about your marriage or your relationship where they don't want to make it. With the Seven of Swords, sometimes you are your own worst enemy. Now, it could definitely be a choice as far as coming back to you, because you have the Judgment card, which does represent a second chance for a relationship, a second chance for a marriage. This is something very significant because it's a major arcana. This is some type of significant new beginning. You've got a new beginning here and a new beginning here with the Fool. So I feel like you're having to take kind of a giant risk, perhaps in maybe taking back a partner where either there was someone else and there was some deceit, or perhaps you have a chance to take back a partner where either was deceit or maybe there was someone who was leading you on, someone who was stringing you along, someone who was very indecisive, someone who's very wishy-washy. There is suffering here with the Five of Pentacles. This is someone that feels very lonely and very isolated. It can definitely be that the person that you love is maybe ready to make this decision here, ready for these new beginnings, because they are so unhappy, because they are so miserable, because they're suffering. Perhaps they were choosing between you and someone else and they end up losing both of you. This is someone that is just kind of left out in the cold. Someone is suffering, but there are new beginnings on both of the sides of this card. Now you also have the Nine of Swords, which means that there is a lot of worrying. There's a lot of anxiety here. And I feel like they could be worried that maybe you won't forgive them. You have the Justice card. Ironically, right next to it, you have the Queen of Swords, which represents your energy, because you are an air sign. You have the Justice card, which can represent an apology. Maybe they're ready to make things up to you in the month of September. Perhaps they're ready to apologize. Maybe they're apologizing for deceit. Others could be apologizing for leading you on, for not making a decision. Again, there are new beginnings around this loneliness, but I feel like this is your partner, or this could be your ex who is feeling the pain now, maybe feeling your absence, feeling that they miss you. There is a lot of agonizing here with the Nine of Swords. There's a lot of agonizing, perhaps worrying that you won't forgive them with the Justice card, that maybe there won't be a chance to make this up to you. This is down here with your energy as the Queen of Swords. Okay, let me get a few more cards. Let's get a little bit more clarity on this. Show me the person that Aquarius loves for September. You've got the Three of Wands. Show me the person that Aquarius loves. You've got the Ten of Wands and the Sun. So I feel like no matter what you're dealing with, perhaps, the person that you love could be your ex. We are going to do the ex spread next. Or maybe it's just your existing partner where you're feeling very frustrated with this person. You feel like things are not improving. I see that somebody has been waiting here. Perhaps, this is the person that you love, maybe waiting for that perfect timing, maybe to make a decision. Maybe they have a lot to think about. The Three of Wands is someone who is waiting, either waiting for an opportunity to act, or they're just waiting for the perfect timing. There's a lot of heavy energy here. So I feel like, something around the person that you love is bringing them down. They could also be feeling hopeless about the relationship. They could be feeling hopeless about your marriage. They may feel that too much has happened, which would explain your energy down here, the Queen of Swords, next to Justice, which would be them making things up to you, them apologizing to you. There is a lot of anxiety around this. They're driving themselves crazy, thinking that you're not going to forgive them, you're not going to take them back. There is some heaviness here. Perhaps, as far as waiting, they may be thinking how long it's been since you talked, or how long it's been since you were close. But you do have the Sun here. So the Sun is saying there can still be happiness. There can still be success, especially for those relationships where you or the person that you love are feeling like, I don't think I can do this anymore. I'm tired. That is the message of the Ten of Wands. I'm tired. I feel like all the happiness, all the life has been sucked out of me. Especially for those of you where you've been waiting for a long time. You have the Sun, the most positive card, saying there can still be success, especially around those relationships where there is a lot of unhappiness here with the Five of Pentacles. A lot of unhappiness, a lot of suffering. There is still, major arcana, new beginnings around it. Okay, so let's get some cards from the confirmation deck. Let's see if anything repeats itself here, or we get kind of a different message. Show me the person that Aquarius loves for September 2019. Okay, so it's not actually in reverse. I was actually holding the deck in reverse. Five of Cups. So interesting, because you've got the Five of Pentacles there. Let me just put it here. Show me the person that Aquarius loves for September. The Tower. Show me the person that Aquarius loves for September, and the Page of Wands. So some of you could be kind of shocked to death that maybe you're hearing from the person that you love. Again, maybe they've been very lonely without you. The Page of Wands is communication, and this is something that is very shocking to you with the Tower. What's the most important thing that Aquarius needs to hear about their love life for September 2019? The Four of Wands. So the Four of Wands is a repeat card because we have it here. So for some of you, there is going to be a change in your relationship, because we already saw that with the first main energy, the Death card, which is saying you're in for some type of big transformation in your love life. And what we see here is that it's positive. I see commitment, so some relationships where there's been a lot of ups and downs, the Two of Pentacles. Perhaps the person that you love, maybe they had been very wishy-washy with you. Perhaps you feel like they've been leading you on, misleading you. There have been other people involved with them with the Seven of Swords. Maybe there's been a deceit going on. Maybe you've been waiting because you have the Three of Wands. There's been a lot of waiting in the relationship. Either way, I see stability here, which is ironic because the first card is instability. Everything's up in the air. But I do see a deep commitment here. And for some of you, yes, this can actually represent marriage, a happy home. So that is very significant. But we also see unhappiness here. So this is tying in with this card, which is kind of the same energy. Five of Cups, Five of Pentacles. They're both difficult. So it seems like the person that you love, there are perhaps some regrets, maybe in letting you go, maybe in not making the right decisions, because that was the very first card. There were decisions that the person that you love was not making. Maybe they left you hanging. Again, maybe they misled you. Maybe there was deceit here. Deceit maybe in a marriage. But there is, kind of a big change here. They could completely out of the blue, they could change their mind. Because although we see disappointment here, regrets, sadness, and tears, there is like a change that comes out of nowhere. And then suddenly there's a lot of excitement, there's a lot of communication, which this was exactly what I was seeing right here. If you take a look at this middle row, I see, a lot of suffering here. Somebody's just been feeling your absence. Somebody has definitely been feeling your absence. There's been, a lot of agonizing over this with the Nine of Swords. A lot of thinking about you. You popped up here as the Queen of Swords. And they've been agonizing here with the Justice card, which is right next to it. Perhaps over an apology. Like maybe how are they going to apologize? Or will you forgive them? Or do you even want them back? Now, if you've not heard from them, remember you had the Three of Wands here. So the Three of Wands means that yes, they could be suffering, which we see right here. There could be a lot of regrets, which we see here. But they could be waiting for the perfect timing, as far as how to approach you, which I actually do see here with the Page of Wands, because this is communication. They could be communicating to you that, they have been, again, I just feel like they have been really feeling your absence. And with the Ten of Wands, like I said, there is a burden here. They may feel like they can't do this anymore. Now, I get for some of you, it could be feeling that they can't do this anymore as far as staying away or not communicating with you, or maybe they can't live with the choice that they made with the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles means that there are choices, and perhaps the person that you love was not making that choice. That will definitely explain the Seven of Swords, which means, someone was being their own worst enemy. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the X spread using this deck right here. I've already shuffled it, so let me just get these out of the way. And as always with the X spread, it can be someone that you had a long-term relationship with, but it can even be someone that you just dated a few times, casual relationship, and you just want to know if you're going to hear from them again. Okay, show me Aquarius and their ex for September 2019. You have King of Swords. Show me Aquarius and their ex for September. Nine of Wands. Show me Aquarius and their ex for September. Two of Pentacles again. This was your first card in the first spread that we did. Show me Aquarius and their ex for September. Eight of Wands. Show me Aquarius and their ex for September. Page of Pentacles. Show me Aquarius and their ex. Ace of Pentacles. Show me Aquarius and their ex for September. Seven of Pentacles. Show me Aquarius and their ex for September. Ace of Swords. Show me Aquarius and their ex for September. Knight of Wands. I feel like there's going to be a change of mind here with your ex, and it's not just based on one card. Let me show you what I see here. Actually, all the cards that are lined up here diagonally going across the reading, they all mean that there's a lot of thinking going on between you and your ex. With Two of Pentacles, there's a decision that needs to be made. In the month of September, I see somebody really analyzing the relationship with the Page of Pentacles, and then leading down here to the Seven of Pentacles. Someone is being very careful, trying to decide what to do next. So I definitely feel there's going to be communication right in the center of the reading. All the pages are communication as far as your ex. Now, you have popped up first. We had the Queen of Swords in the first spread. Now we have the King of Swords, which is still your energy, whether you're male or female. Of course, it's your ex. If your ex is also an air sign, another Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra, this represents them. Now, I just see fear here with the Nine of Wands. This is someone who is holding back from you. This is maybe someone who's afraid of trying again. Maybe they're afraid of making the same mistakes. Maybe they're afraid of letting you down. I still see, some instability in the month of September. I mean, I feel like things can definitely change. You've got a new beginning here. You've got a lot of movement here around your ex. But things are still very unstable. I feel like for some of you, you may not get all the answers that you want from your ex. Things may not be completely settled in the month of September because someone is being very fear-based. Someone is being very protective of themselves, which it can be you, especially if you don't trust this person anymore. Because you did have the seven of swords in the first spread, which means that there could have been deceit. You may have found out that they were involved with someone else, that they were lying maybe about other things. You may not trust this person anymore. I feel like there's still some instability here. And this card was the very first card. In fact, I'm looking at it right here. This was the first card that I pulled for you from in the first spread. So this is significant. You know, you may not know where you stand with your ex in the month of September. I mean, I feel like there are some changes here, but it could be that going into the month, you still feel that everything's up in the air because they are holding back from you. There can definitely be communication. You have a page right in the center of the reading. There could be a lot of communication about exploring a new beginning. You have the Ace of Pentacles. Now, for the Ace of Pentacles to be in a reading about an ex is very significant because it means that there are still possibilities for you. The Ace of Pentacles is a very unexpected new beginning. A lot of blessings that are still there in the background as a possibility as far as getting back together. And there's also, you know, there's a lot of movement here. The Eight of Wands is all about movement, excitement, but this is all something that you have been waiting for. This always implies waiting. And you also have the Three of Wands in the first spread, which means, you know, that I feel like the person that you love have been waiting for the perfect timing. So I feel like for many of you, the timing is now in the month of September. I was definitely getting that someone has been feeling your absence. And it could be that they're looking at this. They're studying their feelings for you in the month of September. Some of them are definitely ready for a new beginning. Now, I told you that possibly the person that you love, your ex, could be changing their mind, especially with this card here. You have the Ace of Swords. This is a change of perspective, clarity. Maybe they didn't know what they wanted when they were with you. They made mistakes. We had, you know, the Two of Pentacles in the first spread. We also had the Five of Cups. This is clarity. Somebody finally knows what they want. They finally have, you know, a sense of truth as far as, you know, where they want the relationship to go with you or how they feel about you. And I see someone taking action here with the Knight of Wands. This can definitely be your ex pursuing you, refusing to give up on you. But first, you know, there is a lot of thinking here. Your ex could be trying to kind of figure out, like, should I try? Will they take me back? Is this the right decision? These are all energies associated with this card. A lot of thinking, you know, here, and even here. There is a decision to be made as far as your ex. But this is someone that's kind of weighing their options. Like, is it best? Would it be best for me to move on? Or is it best that we talk about our feelings, which would be the Page of Pentacles? I see someone doing a lot of thinking here and exploring the possibilities, but I also see a change of perspective. For those of you where your ex is ready to change their mind, ready to see the truth, I see this person trying to win you back with the Knight of Wands. This is your ex, you know, fighting for you, refusing to give up on you. Okay, let me get a few more cards. Let's see what other messages we got. Show me Aquarius and their ex for September 2019. You have Temperance, Aquarius and their ex for September. The Hermit, Aquarius and their ex for September. Three of Swords. So both of these cards right here, I mean, these cards represent non-action. So it seems like your ex is maybe afraid. They're afraid of taking action. Maybe they're afraid of rejection. Maybe they're afraid of you telling them off and saying maybe you don't love them anymore. Remember, we had this card in the first spread. There was a lot of agonizing around you and your ex. This is someone who is agonizing and someone who is terrified, imagining the worst. Because I see, you know, kind of non-action here. Like, they're afraid of taking action. Temperance is not doing anything extreme. This is someone who's just trying to let everything happen naturally. Of course, Temperance can also be that your ex, especially next to the Two of Pentacles, is not ready for any type of dramatic action or dramatic decision, because we have that here. This is a decision. This is a decision. So some of you, your ex is not ready. They have a lot of thinking to do right here. You have the Hermit. I feel like your ex is kind of searching for the truth. Like, what really happened? Do I still love this person? Did I truly mess everything up? There's still a lot of heartache here. You got the Three of Swords. So, you know, for whatever reason you broke up, I feel like they're still thinking about this. If your ex is the one who ruined everything, if your ex is the one who broke up with you, maybe they went off with someone else, because I kind of get that vibe from this reading, or maybe they just did things to kind of ruin the relationship. I see them reflecting on that here. They're not taking any type of extreme action because they're thinking about the truth. Like, what is the truth? Was it truly all of my fault? For some of them, there will be clarity. They will be ready to take action. I see that here with the Knight of Wands. This is someone who is fighting for you, someone who's not going to give up on you. But I feel like there's still a lot of thinking, like, you know, whose fault was it? Was I really the one who let them down? Could I have tried harder? I feel like there's a lot of thinking going on. And for those of you where you've not heard anything from your ex, it's not because they don't love you. It's not because they've moved on. But I feel like they're still trying to get it clear in their head what happened. And, you know, is it best? Is it best to move on, or is it best to try again with the Seven of Pentacles? They're undecided. But I do feel like for many of you, there's going to be a change of perspective with the Ace of Swords. Once they change their mind, this is them coming for you. This is them ready to fight for you. You could also be dealing here with Sagittarius, Temperance, or a Virgo with the Hermit. Okay, so let me get a few more cards in the confirmation deck. Let's see what other messages come up. What other messages are there for the sign of Aquarius about their ex? Whoa, you just had a major jumping card that flew across the room here. Okay, so these will be your cards because all of these cards just flew across the room. So let me just show you what I got here. Look at this, the Seven of Wands. So I mean, this can definitely be your ex fighting for you. This would definitely tie in with the Knight of Wands here. It could be that they're ready, you know, to speak their truth. They're ready to fight for your relationship. You've got the Four of Pentacles. Some of them are still kind of holding on, maybe to certain fears, but also it could be that they're still holding on to you with the Four of Pentacles. And then look at this, the Two of Pentacles again. So we have seen this card not once or twice, but 3 times. We've got one here, and then it was the first card that I pulled for you from the first spread. So there is some type of choice for the sign of Aquarius. Whether, you know, it's your ex or your current partner, there is some type of choice. And there's also instability. Again, it can be that your ex is still very much holding on to you, but they're not yet ready to fight for you. They're not yet ready to speak their truth because there is so much thinking going on with this energy of the Hermit here, and then the Seven of Pentacles. Maybe they need time to have the sense of clarity from the Ace of Swords. Now the other card that jumped out for you was this one, the Three of Cups. So this is what you want to see, but this means that there can still be a lot of happiness between you and your ex. This is joy, this is laughter, this is you celebrating something. So this would be celebrating a reunion, celebrating this new beginning that we see here. So I feel like for those of you, you know, where there is no communication with your ex and you don't know what is going on with them, maybe you just want to know, are they still thinking of me? Definitely, I feel like they're still thinking of you. I see that here. I see that here. And I see it here. But I also feel like they are hesitating. They are hesitating. There is some instability here. They're not ready to make a decision. They're taking their time. It could also be that you're going to have to be very patient with your ex, with Temperance being here. This can represent compassion, forgiveness, you know, and we did have the Justice card in the first spread. Ironically, the Justice card, which represents an apology and your ex trying to make things up to you, that was right next to your energy, which is kind of interesting. Like, you know, here we go. This is what we saw in the first spread, if you go back and watch. Justice was right next to the Queen of Swords. Also, actually, it was the Nine of Swords. Like, there is a lot of worrying, a lot of anxiety over maybe you not forgiving them, maybe you not giving them a second chance. So some of them could be staying away, perhaps, you know, for fear that it's, you know, that you're going to slam the door in their face, that you don't want them back. But I definitely feel like they're thinking about what they did, if they are the ones who ended the relationship. We have the Three of Swords right after the Hermit. They're so searching maybe on what they did, the mistakes that they made. And they're looking at things very carefully. With the Page of Pentacles next to the Ace of Pentacles, they are thinking about a new beginning. They're thinking about a new start, a fresh start with you. But I feel like for many of you, they're still undecided. Two of Pentacles, Nine of Wands. Fear is holding them back. Now let's see what else I see here. Now I also feel if you give your ex, some time, especially again for those of you where you're not hearing anything, you don't know what's going on with them. Temperance can also mean patience. Just kind of give this some time, because I did see them waiting in the first spread with the Three of Wands. I feel like if you give them some space and some time to figure things out, because they do need to figure things out with the Ace of Swords here, you could be very pleasantly surprised by some, very unexpected communication with them, with the Eight of Wands. But this is just something that comes completely out of the blue. It could be that, you feel like it's, we're done. I haven't heard from them. And then suddenly there's all this excitement. There's a bunch of excitement around you for the month of September. But they do need time to look at this very carefully. Again, I feel like they're kind of thinking about what happened when you broke up. Now, again, this is a general reading. So for some of you, it can be that, they're thinking about what they did if they broke up with you. But if you broke up with them, they could be reflecting on, can I trust them again? Are they going to, do the same thing? Maybe if you left them for someone else. But again, this was also a jumping card. There is still a lot of happiness kind of waiting to happen between you and your ex. And either you or your ex, there is someone here who's still holding on very tight. There's still someone here who's ready, not moving on. This is someone who's kind of, staying in their safe place, holding on maybe to the memory of you. With the Seven of Wands, this is fiery energy, ready to speak their truth, ready to fight. Again, tying in with the Knight of Wands here. This is someone who's not going to give up on you. Just give them some time to kind of figure things out, because there's a lot of thinking energy here in this spread. Okay, Aquarius, this has been your love reading for September 2019. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll speak to you again next month.